you. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen wa salatu wa salam ashraf al-mursaleen Sayyidina wa Mawlana Muhammad al-Mustafa sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Bimadadakum wa nazarakum Sayyidi ya Rasul Kareem ya Habib al-Azim. Madad ya Sayyidi ya Sultan al-Awliya Shaykh Abdul Faiz Dagestani, Shaykh Muhammad Nazim Adil Haqqani, Mawlana Shaykh Sham Kabani, Shaykh Adnan Kabani, Shaykh Muhammad Adil, Ma'abd Khaliq al-Khushdwani, Sahib Zaman Sayyid Muhammad al-Mahdi alayhi salam, Ruhullah Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam, Saifullah Sayyidina alayhi salam, Thumma Sayyidina Abu Bakr Siddiq, Sayyidina Umar, Sayyidina Uthman, Imam al-Hasan alayhi salam, Imam al-Husayn alayhi salam, Sayyidatina Fatima al-Zahra alayhi salam, wa sayyiru Saddatina wa Siddiqeen. Al-Fatiha. أبد يا رسول الكريم آمين. إن شاء الله في بركة مولد النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم في شهر مبارك إن شاء الله. Let's start with our milad إن شاء الله. اللهم صل
وسلم على نبينا محمد عليه السلام، صلاة تدوم وتهدى إليه ممار الليالي وطول الدوام. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إنا فتحنا لك فتحا مبينا ليغفرك الله ما تقدم من ذنبك وما تأخر ويتم نعمته عليك ويهديك صراطا مستقيما وينصرك الله نصرا عزيزا. لقد جاءكم رسول من أنفسكم عزيز عليه ما عنتم حريص عليكم بالمؤمنين رؤوف رحيم. فإن تولوا فقل حسبي الله لا إله إلا هو عليه توكلت وهو رب العرش العظيم. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الفاتحة لنا ولكم يا حاضرون ووالدنا ووالدكم وأهالنا وأولادنا ولمشايخنا ولمن حضرنا ولمن غاب عنا ولأحيائنا ولأمواتنا وللمواظبين على هذا المجلس ولمن كان سببا في جمعنا، بأن الله الكريم ينور القلوب ويغفر الذنوب ويستر العيوب ويحفظنا بما حفظ به الذكر وينصرنا بما نصر به الرسول، وأن الله الكريم يجعل مجلسنا هذا محاطا بالخيرات والمسرات والأنوار والبركات ويقضي لنا جميع الحاجات بجاه خير البريات. وأن الله ينصر المسلمين، وعلانية الله الكريم ينصر سلطان الأولياء مولانا الشيخ محمد ناظم عادل حقاني قدس الله سره بجاه خير الأنام، وعلى كل نية صالحة مع حسن الخاتمة عند الموت بعد العمر المديد في طاعة الله، وإلى حضرة النبي بسر سورة الفاتحة. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. أنت سلطاننا يا ربنا، اغفر لنا وارحمنا وتب علينا وزد حبيبك سيد الأولين والآخرين سيدنا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم، زده يا رب عزا وشرافا ونورا وسرورا وسلطانا ورضوانا رغما في الشيطان ومن تبعه. عباد الله رجال الله أغيثونا بأهل الله وكونوا عوننا في الله، سنهضم بفضل الله ويا أكتاب ويا أنجاب ويا سادات ويا أحباب، أنتم يا أولي الألباب تعالوا وانصروا لله. عباد الله رجال الله أغيثونا بأهل الله وكونوا عوننا في الله، سنهضم بفضل الله. سألناكم وللزلفى رجوناكم، وفي أمر قصدناكم فشدوا أمركم لله. عباد الله رجال الله أغيثونا بأهل الله وكونوا عوننا في الله، وسنهضم بفضل الله. فيا ربي بسادتي تحقق لي إشاراتي ساتاتي بشاراتي ويصفو أمرنا لله. عباد الله رجال الله أغيثونا بأهل الله وكونوا عوننا في الله، وسنهضم بفضل الله بكشف الحجب عن عيني ورفع البين من بيني وصرف القلب والعين بنور الوجه يا الله. عباد الله رجال الله أغيثونا بأهل الله وكونوا عوننا في الله، سنهضم بفضل الله. صلاة الله مولانا على من بالهدى جانا ومن بالحق أولانا، شفي الخلق عند الله. عباد الله رجال الله أغيثونا بأهل الله وكونوا عوننا في الله، سنهضم بفضل الله. مدد مدد مدد يا سيدي، مدد مدد مدد مدد مدد يا رسول الله، مدد يا أبو بكر الصديق، مدد يا عمر فاروق، مدد يا عثمان غني، مدد يا إمام علي، مدد مدد مدد يا سيدي، مدد مدد مدد مدد مدد يا رسول الله، مدد يا فاطمة زهرة، مدد مدد يا إمام حسن مدد يا إمام حسين مدد يا سلمان فارسي مدد مدد مدد يا سيدي مدد مدد مدد مدد مدد يا رسول الله مدد يا قاسم مدد يا صادق مدد يا بستامي مدد يا خرقاني مدد مدد مدد يا سيدي مدد مدد مدد مدد مدد يا رسول الله مدد يا فرمادي مدد يا همداني مدد يا خضار مدد يا غجدواني مدد يا عارف مدد يا فغناوي مدد مدد مدد يا سيدي مدد مدد مدد مدد مدد يا رسول الله مدد يا رميتاني مدد يا سماسي مدد يا أمير كلال مدد يا شاه نقشبند مدد يا عطار مدد يا چرخی مدد مدد مدد يا سيدي مدد مدد مدد مدد مدد يا رسول الله مدد يا أحراري مدد يا زاهدي مدد يا درويشو مدد يا أمكناكي مدد يا بك بالغا مدد يا سر هندي مدد مدد مدد يا سيدي مدد مدد مدد مدد مدد يا رسول الله مدد يا معصومي مدد يا سيف الدين مدد يا بدواني مدد يا شمس الدين مدد يا دهلاوي مدد يا بغدادي مدد مدد مدد يا سيدي مدد مدد مدد مدد مدد يا رسول الله مدد يا إسماعيل مدد يا خاص محمد مدد يا راغي مدد يا غموكي مدد مدد مدد يا سيدي مدد مدد مدد مدد مدد يا رسول الله مدد يا صغوري مدد يا مدني مدد يا شرف الدين مدد يا عبد الله مدد مدد مدد يا سيدي مدد مدد مدد مدد مدد يا رسول الله مدد يا شيخ ناظم مدد يا شيخ هشام مدد يا شيخ عدنان مدد يا شيخ عادل مدد مدد مدد يا
سيدي مدد
مدد مدد مدد مدد يا رسول الله مدد يا صاحب الوقت مدد يا فرداني مدد يا صديقون مدد يا يماني مدد يا إمام العارفين مدد يا سخاوي مدد يا معروف بملحان مدد يا غفلنا مدد مدد مدد يا سيدي مدد مدد مدد مدد مدد يا رسول الله مدد يا إمام مهدي مدد يا خليفة الله مدد يا إمام مهدي مدد يا خليفة الله مدد مدد مدد يا سيدي مدد مدد مدد مدد مدد يا رسول الله.
Inshallah, page number 57, Salawat book. نور المصطفى نور المصطفى ملأ الأكوان ملأ الأكوان حبيبي محمد محمد محمد خير المرسلين نور المصطفى نور المصطفى ملأ الأكوان ملأ الأكوان حبيبي محمد محمد محمد خير المرسلين الله ذو الجلال أعطاك الجمال الله ذو الجلال أعطاك الجمال يا شمس الكمال يا نور العين حبيبي محمد محمد محمد خير المرسلين نور المصطفى نور المصطفى ملأ الأكوان ملأ الأكوان حبيبي محمد محمد محمد خير المرسلين نورك الوداع مالك الأرواح نورك الوداع مالك الأرواح كم محبا راى إلى الحرمين حبيبي محمد محمد محمد خير المرسلين نور المصطفى نور المصطفى ملأ الأكوان ملأ الأكوان حبيبي محمد محمد محمد خير المرسلين يا الله يا بديع بلغنا جميع يا الله يا بديع بلغنا جميع حضرات الشافي خير الثقلين حبيبي محمد محمد محمد خير المرسلين نور المصطفى نور المصطفى ملأ الأكوان على الأكوان حبيبي محمد محمد محمد خير المرسلين. يا طيبة يا طيبة يا دوا العيان اشتقنا لك والهوى نادانا والهوى نادانا يا طيبة يا طيبة يا دوا العيان اشتقنا لك والهوى نادانا والهوى نادانا يا علي ابن أبي طالب منكم مصدر المواهب هل ترى هل أرى لحاجب عندكم أفضل الغلمان أفضل الغلمان يا طيبة يا طيبة يا دوا العيان اشتقنا لك والهوى نادانا والهوى نادانا سيادي الحسن والحسين إلى النبي قرة العين ويا شباب الجنتين جدكم صاحب القرآن صاحب القرآن يا طيبة يا طيبة يا دوا العيان اشتقنا لك والهوى نادانا والهوى نادانا. بارك الله آله. Page number 61. يا زهراء يا زهراء يا زهراء يا زهراء يا زهراء يا زهراء يا زهراء يا زهراء يا زهراء يا زهراء يا زهراء يا زهراء يا زهراء يا زهراء يا زهراء يا زهراء زهراء نور العين من آذاها يؤذيني زهراء نور العين من آذاها يؤذيني هكذا قال الرسول هكذا قال الرسول فاطمة أنت البتول يا زهراء يا زهراء يا زهراء يا زهراء يا زهراء يا زهراء يا زهراء يا زهراء فاطمة لك حبي ولك خطو دربي فاطمة لك حبي ولاقي خطو دربي ينمو دوما في قلبي ينمو دوما في قلبي حب فاطمة البتول يا زهراء يا زهراء يا زهراء يا زهراء يا زهراء يا زهراء يا زهراء يا زهراء إلهي زد في عمري ما بقيت من دهري إلهي زد في عمري ما بقيت من دهري حب في قلبي يجري حب في قلبي يجري حب فاطمة البتول يا زهراء يا زهراء يا زهراء يا زهراء يا زهراء يا زهراء يا زهراء يا زهراء صلوا على طه زين بمولد أم الحسنين صلوا على طه زين بمولد أم الحسنين نور ساطع مبين نور ساطع أنت البتول يا زهراء يا زهراء يا زهراء يا زهراء يا زهراء يا زهراء يا زهراء يا زهراء.
انشاءاللہ پیج 121 سلوات بول. یا مصطفیٰ نور الہدا ثانی تیرا کوئی نہیں شمس الضحیٰ کوئی نہیں بدر الدجا کوئی نہیں یا مصطفیٰ نور الہدا ختم رسول خیر الورا کوئی نہیں تیرا بدل ختم رسول خیر الورا کوئی نہیں تیرا بدل آئینہ حسن ازل تیرے سوا کوئی نہیں یا مصطفیٰ نور الہدا ثانی تیرا کوئی نہیں شمس الضحیٰ کوئی نہیں بدر الدجا کوئی نہیں یا مصطفیٰ نور الہدا ہے محترم سب مرسلین لیکن دو عالم میں کہیں ہے محترم سب مرسلین لیکن دو عالم میں کہیں شاہ کوئی نہیں خیر الورا کوئی نہیں یا مصطفیٰ نور الہدا ثانی تیرا کوئی نہیں شمس الضحیٰ کوئی نہیں بدر الدجا کوئی نہیں شاہ مصطفیٰ نور الہدا جائیں کہاں ہم بے تیرے در کے سوا جائیں کہاں ہم بے نوا، آقا تیرے در کے سوا ہم بے کسوں کا آسرا، یا مصطفیٰ کوئی نہیں، یا مصطفیٰ نور
خدا
تانی تیرا کوئی نہیں، شمس الضحیٰ کوئی نہیں، بدر الدجا کوئی نہیں، یا
مصطفیٰ
نور الہدا، اے مظہر نور خدا تم سا کہاں ہے دوسرا، اے مظہر نور خدا تم سا کہاں ہے دوسرا، تم ہو امام انبیاء، تم سا ہوا کوئی نہیں، یا مصطفیٰ نور الہدا، ثانی تیرا کوئی نہیں، شمس الضحیٰ کوئی نہیں، بدر الدجا کوئی نہیں، یا مصطفیٰ نور الہدا۔ پیج 146۔ تو کجا من کجا، تو کجا من کجا، تو کجا من کجا، تو کجا من کجا، تو کجا من کجا، تو امیر حرم میں فقیر عجم، تو امیر حرم میں فقیر عجم، تیرے گن اور یہ لب میں طلب ہی طلب، تیرے گن اور یہ لب میں طلب ہی طلب، تو عطا ہی عطا، تو کجا من کجا، تو کجا من کجا، تو کجا من کجا، تو
کجا من
کجا، تو کجا من کجا، الہام ہے جامع تیرا، کل عام ہے جامع تیرا، قرآن امام ہے تیرا، قرآن امام ہے تیرا، ممبر تیرا عرش بری، ممبر تیرا عرش بری، یا رحمت للعالمین، تو کجا من کجا، تو
کجا من
کجا، تو کجا من کجا، تو کجا من کجا، تو کجا من کجا، تو حقیقت ہے میں صرف احساس ہوں، تو حقیقت ہے میں صرف احساس ہوں، تو سمندر میں بھٹکی ہوئی پیاس ہوں، تو سمندر میں بھٹکی ہوئی پیاس ہوں، میرا گھر خاک پر اور تیری راہ گزر، میرا گھر خاک پر اور تیری راہ گزر، سدرات المنتہا تو کجا من کجا، تو
کجا من
کجا، تو کجا من کجا، تو کجا من کجا، تو کجا من کجا، خیر البشر رتبہ تیرا، خیر البشر رتبہ تیرا، آواز حق خطبہ تیرا، آواز حق خطبہ تیرا، آفاق تیرے سامعین، آفاق تیرے سامعین، سائی سے جبریل امین، سائی سے جبریل امین، یا رحمت للعالمین، تو کجا من کجا، تو کجا
من کجا،
تو کجا من کجا، تو کجا من کجا، تو کجا من کجا، نسبت تیرے ایمان ہے، نسبت تیرے ایمان ہے، خوشبو تیری عرفان ہے، خوشبو تیری عرفان ہے، تصویر تیرے خلق کی، تصویر تیرے خلق کی، قرآن ہی قرآن ہے، تو حاصل دنیا دی، یا رحمت للعالمین، تو کجا من کجا، تو کجا من کجا، تو کجا
من کجا،
تو کجا من کجا، تو کجا من کجا، خوشبو تیری جوئے کرم، خوشبو تیری جوئے کرم، آنکھیں تیری باب حرم، آنکھیں تیری باب حرم، نور ازل تیری جبین، نور ازل تیری جبین، یا رحمت للعالمین، تو کجا من کجا، تو کجا من کجا، تو کجا من کجا، تو
کجا من
کجا، تو کجا من کجا، تو ہے احرام انوار باندھے ہوئے، تو ہے احرام انوار باندھے ہوئے، میں درودوں کی دستار باندھے ہوئے، میں درودوں کی دستار باندھے ہوئے، کعبہ عشق تو میں تیرے 400، کعبہ عشق تو میں تیرے 400، تو اثر میں دعا تو کجا من کجا، تو کجا من کجا تو کجا من کجا تو کجا من کجا تو کجا من کجا تو کجا من کجا. Page 130 inshallah. کملی والے محمد تو صدقے میں جاں کملی والے محمد تو صدقے میں جاں جینا آ کے غریباں دی باں پھڑ لئی میری بخشش وسیلہ محمد دا نام میری بخشش وسیلہ محمد دا نام جینا آ کے غریباں دیواں پھڑ لئی کملی والے محمد تو صدقے میں جاں کملی والے محمد تو صدقے میں جاں جینا آ کے غریباں دیواں پھڑ لئی او دیوا جو کوئی دنیا تے پیارا نہیں او دیوا جو کوئی دنیا تے پیارا نہیں او دے ورگا کوئی جگ تے سہارا نہیں جے نہ ہوندے محمد نہ ہوندا جہاں جے نہ ہوندے محمد نہ ہوندا جہاں جنا
آ کے
غریباں دی باں پھڑ لہے کملی والے محمد تو صدقے میں جاں کملی والے
محمد تو
صدقے میں جاں جینا آ کے غریباں دی باں پھڑ لئی لایا بدوانو سینے کمال ہویا لایا بدوانو سینے کمال ہویا کوئی حبشی تو حضرت بلال ہویا آئے در تے سوالی نو کیتی نینا آئے در تے سوالی نو کیتی نینا جینا آ کے غریباں دی باں پھڑ لئی کملی والے محمد تو صدقے میں جاں کملی والے محمد تو صدقے میں جاں جینا آ کے غریباں دی باں پھڑ لئی نالے انگلی اشارے تے چن توڑیا نالے انگلی اشارے تے چن توڑیا گیا سورج آگاں ول پیچھا موڑیا کلمہ سوہنے محمد دا پڑھیا بتاں کلمہ سوہنے محمد دا پڑھیا بتاں جینا آ کے غریباں دی
باں پھڑ لئی
کملی والے محمد تو صدقے میں جاں کملی والے محمد تو صدقے میں جاں جینا آ کے غریباں دی باں پھڑ لئی جینا آ کے غریباں دی باں پھڑ لئی. Page 119 inshallah. تیرا کھاواں میں تیرے گیت گاواں یا رسول اللہ تیرا کھاواں میں تیرے گیت گاواں یا رسول اللہ تیرا میلاد میں کیوں نہ مناواں یا رسول اللہ یا رسول اللہ یا حبیب اللہ پکارو یا رسول اللہ یا حبیب اللہ تیرا کھاواں میں تیرے گیت گاواں یا رسول اللہ تیرا کھاواں میں تیرے گیت گاواں یا رسول اللہ تیرا میلاد میں کیوں نہ مناواں یا رسول اللہ یا رسول اللہ یا حبیب اللہ پکارو یا
رسول اللہ
یا حبیب اللہ حلیمہ گھر کدی ویکھے کدی سرکار نو ویکھے حلیمہ گھر کدی ویکھے کدی سرکار نو ویکھے میں کیڑی سیج تیرے لئی سجاواں یا رسول اللہ میں کیڑی سیج تیرے لئی سجاواں یا رسول اللہ تیرا میلاد میں کیوں نہ مناواں یا رسول اللہ یا رسول اللہ یا حبیب اللہ پکارو یا رسول اللہ یا غلام احمد مختار تو پہچانے جائیں گے غلام احمد مختار تو پہچانے جائیں گے کہ محشر میں بھی ہوگا ان کا نعرہ یا رسول اللہ کہ محشر میں بھی ہوگا ان کا نعرہ یا رسول اللہ تیرا میلاد میں کیوں نہ مناواں یا رسول اللہ یا رسول اللہ یا حبیب اللہ پکارو یا رسول اللہ یا حبیب اللہ سنا ہے آپ ہر عاشق کے گھر تشریف لاتے ہیں سنا ہے آپ ہر عاشق کے گھر تشریف لاتے ہیں کہ ہو میرے گھر میں بھی چراغاں یا رسول اللہ کہ ہو میرے گھر میں بھی چراغاں یا رسول اللہ تیرا میلاد میں کیوں نہ مناواں یا رسول اللہ یا رسول اللہ یا حبیب اللہ پکارو یا رسول اللہ یا حبیب اللہ نہ لے جب تک تمہارا نام بخشش ہو نہیں سکتی نہ لے جب تک تمہارا نام بخشش ہو نہیں سکتی وہ بخشا جائے گا جس نے پکارا یا رسول اللہ وہ بخشا جائے گا جس نے پکارا یا رسول اللہ تیرا میلاد میں کیوں نہ مناواں یا رسول اللہ یا رسول اللہ یا حبیب اللہ پکارو یا رسول اللہ یا حبیب اللہ پکارو یا رسول اللہ یا حبیب اللہ انشاءاللہ اردو قوالی بک پیج نمبر 17 اللہ اللہ نبی کا گھرانہ اللہ اللہ نبی کا گھرانہ یہ گھرانہ براہ الورا ہے اللہ اللہ نبی کا گھرانہ یہ گھرانہ براہ الورا ہے اللہ اللہ نبی کا گھرانہ یہ گھرانہ وراء الورا ہے اس میں حسنین ہے فاطمہ ہے اس میں حسنین ہے فاطمہ ہے اس گھرانے میں مشکل کشا ہے اللہ اللہ نبی کا گھرانہ یہ گھرانہ وراء الورا ہے لب ہے تذکیر پنج تل کے پھول مہکے ہیں میرے چمن کے لب ہے تذکیر پنج تل کے پھول مہکے ہیں میرے چمن کے ایسا ان کے کرم نے نوازا، ایسا ان کے کرم نے نوازا، اپنی قسمت پہ دل جھومتا ہے۔ اللہ اللہ نبی کا گھرانہ، یہ
گھرانہ وراء
الورا ہے۔ امتی ہوں میں شاہ زمل کا، ہوں بھکاری میں آقا حسن کا، امتی ہوں میں شاہ زمل کا، ہوں بھکاری میں آقا حسن کا، صدقے جاؤں میں ان کی عطا پر، صدقے جاؤں میں ان کی عطا پر، دینے والے نے سب کچھ دیا ہے۔ اللہ اللہ نبی کا گھرانہ، یہ گھرانہ وراء
الورا
ہے۔ نام پر تیرے سب کچھ ملا ہے، نام پر تیرے سب کچھ فدا ہے، نام پر تیرے سب کچھ ملا ہے، نام پر تیرے سب کچھ فدا ہے، نام پر تیرے قربان جاؤں، نام پر تیرے قربان جاؤں، ہم غریبوں کا تو آسرا ہے۔ اللہ اللہ نبی کا گھرانہ، یہ گھرانہ وراء الورا ہے۔ خیر سے تم ہی خیر الورا ہو، اور تم ہی سید الانبیاء ہو، خیر سے تم ہی خیر الورا ہو، اور تم ہی سید الانبیاء ہو، کوئی تجھ سا ہوا ہے نہ ہوگا، کوئی تجھ سا ہوا ہے نہ ہوگا، تیرے رب کا یہی فیصلہ ہے۔ اللہ اللہ
نبی کا گھرانہ،
یہ گھرانہ وراء الورا ہے۔ میرا بھی ہے کوئی دنیا والو، بے سہارا مجھے تم نہ سمجھو، میرا بھی ہے کوئی دنیا والو، بے سہارا مجھے تم نہ سمجھو، ساتھ میرے میرا پیشوا ہے، ساتھ میرے میرا پیشوا ہے، میرا رب ہے میرا مصطفیٰ ہے۔ اللہ اللہ نبی کا گھرانہ، یہ
گھرانہ وراء
الورا ہے۔ لاج رکھ لو گدائے کرم کی، بھر دو ہماری بھی جولی، لاج رکھ لو گدائے کرم کی، بھر دو ہماری بھی جولی، کوئی یہ نہ کہے کملی والے، کوئی یہ نہ کہے کملی والے، تیری محفل سے خالی گیا ہے۔ اللہ اللہ نبی کا گھرانہ، یہ
گھرانہ وراء
الورا ہے۔ کعبہ عشق کا ہوں نمازی، میں ہوں ان کی عنایت پہ راضی، کعبہ عشق کا ہوں نمازی، मैं हूँ उनकी इनायत पे राज़ी, मेरी तुरबत पे लिखना नयाज़ी, सबकी तुरबत पे लिखना नयाज़ी। पंजतन का ये अदना गदा है, अल्लाह
अल्लाह नबी
का घराना, अल्लाह अल्लाह नबी का घराना, ये घराना वरा उलवरा है, इसमें हसनैन है फातिमा है, इसमें हसनैन है फातिमा है। इस घराने में मुश्किल कुशा है।
इंशाअल्लाह। अल्लाहुम्मा सल्लि व सल्लिम व बारिक अलैहि व अला आलिहि إلى شرف النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم وعلى أصحابه الكرام وعلى مشايخنا في طريقة النقشبندية العلية وسائر ساداتنا والصديقين. الفاتحة. يا رسول الكريم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. إنشاءالله. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. أطيعوا الله أطيعوا الرسول أولي الأمر منكم. And always a reminder for myself, أنا عبدك العاجز الضعيف مسكين ظالم جهل. And but for the grace of Allah that we're still in existence, alhamdulillah, for the holy month of Qamar and the holy Surat al-Qamar. Allah inshaAllah bring from the realities of guidance and the reality of those who follow the oceans of guidance. And our life is to follow the Divinely light and that which is eternal. And Allah shows the signs within themselves and upon the horizon. And the sign within oneself is harder to achieve because then they have to be true in their reflection and consistent. The signs upon the horizon may be more obvious, that people can look to the outside and see the sign on how the moon follows the sun, and as a result of its obedience in its path of following and taking its difficulties and its tests. As a result it reaches a state of purification, and the result of that purification is light. So with the purity of the moon and what it represents and the station that it represents, a maqam al-fardani, is then as the spiritual poles are teaching that they follow the light and the eternal light. And it's a life filled with testing and imtihan, testing from Allah's Divinely Presence. The path of difficulty and testing, but the istiqam and the firmness upon the path and stay the course in which to follow the light. And as a result when Allah begins to purify insan, then they wish to inherit from the reality of the qamar, wish to inherit the reality of reflecting the Muhammadan light. But that light that is being reflected and the path being presented is not an easy path. And that's the difficulty, that people whom they are filled with bad character, bad desires, as they wish to approach the light, it's not as simple as they just, okay, I'm going to go, I'm going to approach, I'm going to take that path. The reality is that the difficulty and the bad character within people not allowing them to move and gain access nearer to that light. That with everything we described, when people come new they're like a wet log, and when heat is touching something wet it doesn't realize anything, it doesn't feel the heat, it doesn't feel that light, and as a result there's a euphoric stage at the beginning in which they feel everything is fantastic, this is so great, all these emanations and the euphoric and ecstatic feeling of emanations. And as one progresses, the wetness of that log begins to dry, and as they dry they feel more of the heat, and as they dry they feel more of the heat, and as a result everything inside will begin to come out. So we describe that we have a dish called kale pache, in which they take the lamb's head as an entire meal and they make a soup and they put this into the pot. But unfortunately as soon as you put it into the pot and begin to boil the water, what happens? Means that everything now with the heat and the hot water, everything comes out. So whatever type of dirtiness was in that begins to come out with the bubbling of water, with the heat and the application of heat. And with everything that comes out, Allah will take that foam of dirtiness and take it off. So it means the hikmah of a divine heat is to relieve oneself of impurities. So if the gold and you want to take a path of gold, mean Allah has to burn the copper out, has to burn the iron and charcoal out, burn out all the elements that make the gold to remain impure. That heat process is what we think of imtihan and testings in life. Means every type of situation that's coming to us upon our path, the moon is giving to us that this is not something easy. That as testing comes in one's life, the natural inclination is that a test comes and many will run, because they say, it's just not for me, and difficulties in different directions, and they lose their course and they lose their path. They begin to flee from that direction. And that's why then in the spiritual path, the hold tight to the rope of Allah in which Allah is giving the guidance from Holy Qur'an, is that hold tight to the rope of Allah and don't separate from that rope. Why? Because the tariqas whom they adhered to the principles of Islam and they are holding the reality of Islam. We describe the path is that the bayat is mandatory in Islam but no longer practice. So the adherence to the true path and the true way of Islam is the bayat. And why the bayat is because Allah knows that you better be holding while we begin to throw. Because as these testings come in life, they begin to affect the character of people. They thought they were just going to merely cruise right into paradise. And Allah described and give an example that Nabi Musa asked Allah that in his dialogues of thinking that he had the most knowledge and the highest stations, he went on a course of discovering Allah's creation. One of the events was with Sayyidina Khidr in which he thought he had the highest knowledge, and Allah said, no, above every knower I have another knower. And one went to go meet with Sayyidina Khidr but he had another knower. And he said that, this one I want you to meet is amazing in their worshipness. And he went into a cave and he heard a man doing zikr, and that man in the cave, he's looking at him at a distance, he has no hands and he has no feet, and he sits alone in this cave and making zikr, and he was making his Allah, Allah, Allah, Allah, his zikr, whatever that zikr was at that time in Aramaic, Arabic. He's making his zikr, and as Nabi Musa is watching at a distance, a lion entered into the cave and began to devour the man in a ravenous way, began to devour the man, and Nabi Musa was shocked and retreated and went back and asked Allah, what was that? This poor man had no feet, no hands, and praising and praising and praising you. What did I just see? He said, did you think my paradise was so cheap? Means there's a price for my paradise, it's not something cheap. And Mawlana Shaykh would tell us that and continuously repeat these different examples of these hidden awliya and these people of dhikrullah, the people whom Allah has an immense love upon them, as a reminder that the path has testing. You don't just put it in cruise control and you sort of march into paradise and everything gonna be great and everything opens for you. But it's a path in which to struggle, to fight with oneself, to take the continuous bombardment. And the rule, because Allah wants for these individuals, because He's inspiring them hidayat and guidance. Those whom Allah guides are truly guided. Those whom are not guided by Allah can find no guidance. لَدَنَ حَدَانَ اللَّه. We say every time in our Jummah, but everybody thinks that's for them, but these are for tariqas. Because if they're not taking the bayat and they're not holding the hand of these awliya, this level of testing is not coming to them, because Allah as He's bombarding, He's then reminding you, you better hold tight to that hand. So you have one hand holding and the rest of you receiving. And you take your blows and you take your blows, but never you let go of that hand. For if you should leave that hand, every type of difficulty comes to the servant in life in ways that cannot be imagined, because it's not something that can be understood. Means the station in which Allah wants to dress is not that you just walk into paradise and it's finished and everything gonna be great. It's a test and a continuous stages of difficulties and tests. Where Allah describes Surat al-Inshirah, which is about the opening and the heart transplant. That after difficulty comes ease, and then again Allah warns us, after difficulty comes ease. Not the reverse, that I give you ease and then there's difficulty, I give you ease and then there's difficulty. But after difficulty comes ease, means that every test that comes in life, don't worry, inshaAllah there'll be an ease, but be prepared for the next round that's coming right behind it like waves. And as a result of understanding guidance, means these are the beads that the shaykh keeps reminding himself and everyone else, is a tasbih. All of these have to be used together. When you train in tariqas, you're doing your muraqabah to make your connection, you've taken your bayat and your allegiance, and what Allah describes for the bayat, the one who breaks it to the detriment of his own soul. Now means his soul is in danger in the breaking of his bayat. So it means it's not something you can pick and choose and say, hasta la vista, because now you have no hand to reach to you that gives an ease and gives the support. But that doesn't mean Allah's not finished beating you. Didn't mean just because you decide to walk away that Allah's decided not to give you a test and give you tests and raise you. It just means you distance yourself from the rahmah and the mercy that was holding you and sending a light to you, sending an ease to you. And that's all shaitan wanted. He knows that he is not going to take somebody away from tariqah and put them in the lap of ease, but what he wants for these tariqah people to devastate and decimate them, that he's biting the hand to the shaykh. Means that he's biting your hand to release from that shaykh, because he's a rahmah to you, and his prayers are holding back the extent of these testings that come to you. Like an umbrella of mercy from the presence of Prophet. That's why you go back and read Surah Fatiha, 48th Surah of Qur'an, which describes the bayat. And the one whom they've taken their allegiance and the one whom they break their bayat, they break it to the detriment of their own soul. The one who never took bayat, this is not applicable because they didn't achieve what Allah wanted them to achieve for their souls, so they're not going to get that reward anyways. But those whom Allah wanted to give this reward, the hand of the shaykh was a mercy. So Mawlana Shaykh described those whom distance themselves from awliya, they distance themselves from the rahmah of Allah. So the secret is the testing won't stop on you, so you understand that. Means the testing is coming like brimstone from heavens, and now coming more severe upon the earth for everyone. Means these like asteroids of difficulty after difficulty after difficulty is coming, there's not going to stop it, and shaitan knows that. But what he does is has an immense dislike for these people whom Allah loves, and what he wants to do with them is take the hand of the shaykh off. So his whole process is biting that grip. So in testing that comes and in every event that comes in life, it's not your cleverness that you think you're going to lift your hand from the shaykh, no. But it's that shaitan is biting your fingers to put you into an immense state of difficulty, because that doesn't bring ease in your life, that doesn't lessen the testing in life, because that testing is from the love of Allah. He says, I love the servant, I'm going to dress them. And Allah's rahmah for them was then hold to these shaykhs, hold to these guides, and you can't take your hand and put it on another hand and put it on another hand. It's not like a bus you can take the next one. Once your hand is on that hand, it is the mercy of Allah that flows through the hand, because Allah's power flows through the heart of Prophet and from Prophet through these guides. It's that rahmah that gives the shifa. So the sickness is coming but the healing was in the bayat, and that's why Allah is describing, then that's why you break it to your own detriment. Means what Allah wanted the servant to achieve, it requires that hand. What the servant is going to be given of testing is going to require that hand. And it's interesting that in the martial arts extreme sila, the silat in which they have very, very extreme Islamic martial arts, we described before, and these are also familiar with Rifai tariqas, that they enter into their state of tafakkur and certain conditions are put upon them and very intense testing is put upon the student, in which they're supposed to control themselves from feeling an immense amount of pain based on the testing that coming from them. And as soon as that event is finished, their shaykh comes and begin to recite upon them to bring an ease and to take that state of pain away, that state of testing away. and they were very symbolic of this path and very sort of the external visual effect of that connection. Where Naqshbandiya it's much more subtle, means the subtle is the knowledges, the reality that are flowing from the heart to the heart of the servants, and as a result brings a rahmah and a mercy and a firmness in their path so that they can take the testings in life, take the understandings and difficulties, and when they hold tight to that then they can stay their course and continue towards their oceans of reality. But in the last days Mawlana Shaykh described that awliyaullah will be hidden, and many times we asked that how can awliya be hidden when there's 124,000 at all times upon this earth? He said, because the last days the character of people becomes so bad that awliyaullah will be hidden, and that they do their service to Allah but retreat from the presence of people. That when the character of people become bad and the use of their hands, their tongue and their entire being become aggressive and bad character, they no longer can see the presence of a wali. Means their faculties have been overtaken by shaitan, their eye is now blocked by shaitan so they don't see a pious person anymore. Their mouth has been overtaken by shaitan and they speak incorrectly towards pious people. Now more than ever are the fingers and hands, that when you're not in a good condition never type anything to shaykhs. Your intention goes far faster than the speed of your fingers, and with your fingers and your typing you're now putting your energy into your practices and you validate that reality, in which the bad character of people will block them now from that presence. And that's all with what we're trying to describe tonight, is that this whole path is based on that hand gripped, is that how firm is your hand to their hand. With your faith, your practices, your khidmat. When you stop the khidmat, a tremendous rahmah stops. If you're not finding a way to be of service, that's why the shaykhs are continuously repeating in all the talks, and they give all these different ways. Look at all these charities, all these websites, all these articles, all these ways to take and share so that people can have some sort of khidmat. Go out and give food, do something in the way of Allah and in the love of Sayyidina Muhammad so that it brings a rahmah. When they do these practices it brings a mercy for them, and all the shaitan wants is that hand grip. So in life if you ever think you're being clever, oh I'm gonna take sabbatical. No, you're not being clever. Shaitan has bit your fingers and you're now releasing. As a result of releasing you don't affect the shaykh at all. So many times I said before, people in their bad nafs and bad desires they think, I'm gonna just sort of cut my presence from the shaykh thinking the shaykh will fall, because they think maybe they're very glorious and they add everything to the tariqah. But in reality the shaykh is so high up carrying people, and all shaitan wants for a mountain climber, because you're not anymore near the ground, you're very high up because you don't know the station of the shaykh. When you decide to cut your rope, what happens? You cut yourself. You're starting to cut a rope but that rope is connecting you to them. You don't have another rope in the middle of the mountain climbing. You're not going to be able to fix your line onto something else in the middle of the climbing. So that's all the shaitan wants in life, is to cut the connection and cut the process. When that happens and we understand that in life, then we understand all these things that are happening. Every time a test comes, every time a thought comes, every time an event comes, I feel, why do I feel something is biting my grip to my shaykh? Because that's all the shaitan wants, is to take that hand grip off, so that the student feels like, oh they're going to just cut the connection and then they go free fall all the way down the mountain and the abode of difficulties and testing. We pray that on this holy month of Qamar, in which these lights and the immensity of these lights, and as people try to climb into these lights and reach to these horizons, these inner beings and inner energies and inner negativity is not at all pleased. Means things that people didn't know they have within them, that you find you come, the 99% of humanity have all their horrific character, they hid it. And they come amongst people, very nice, very good, say, this is such a nice person, he gives tea and does all these nice things. But when he goes into the grave, he'll know that what he could not hide from Allah will come out in the grave, and he will deal with that character in the grave, because everything has to go back pure. If there's some iron and copper, Allah's burning it out. So the difficulty of the grave 70,000 times more difficult. But when Allah loves the servant, He says, I want you to clean that in your living life. So as they approach these lights, approach this meditation, approach the presences of the shaykh, what happens? That which they have inside of them, knowing or not knowing what they have, it must come out. So all these characteristics begin to come out, these angers, these bad desires, all of the impurities are coming out. If they don't understand that and hold tight to the rope, they're not going to escape it, but they're just going to be content with that bad character, and shaitan will isolate them to be with that bad character. And they think that they're going to distance themselves from the purification process. But no, there's no distancing from the purification. Once we understand the process of what shaitan's doing, the hope is that people become more aware. That is, of course I approach the light, all of the imperfections are going to begin to burn out. Characteristics within me I didn't know existed, they have to come out. I have to confront them and fight them, come against them. And as a result I have to always hold firm to the hand, because that becomes like a lifeline into their presence. We pray that Allah dress us and bless us with the immensity of this holy month and the immensity of these tajallis, that this is the month of the full moon lights, this is the months of guidance and immense lights that are preparing us for the arrival of Rajab, Sha'ban and Ramadan. We pray that Allah dress us from the immensities of these oceans of Divinely love that brings us into the heart of Sayyidina Muhammad's reality and Divinely lights, inshaAllah. Bi hurmati Muhammad al-Mustafa wa basir Surat al-Fatiha. Ashhadu ya Rasul Kareem. What you got?
As-salamu alaykum Sayyidi.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
After the Q&A, can we please give bayah?
Yes, inshaAllah.
As-salamu alaykum Sayyidi.
Walaikum salam.
Sayyidi, the day I accepted Islam, I saw words in a verse in the Quran move around in Surat Al-Fath. I read it more than once, but I still forgot what it was. But the experience brought me to Islam. What is the meaning of this, please, Sayyidi?
No idea. Yeah, every experience is different, but Surah Al-Fat, the 48th surah, is what we just talked about tonight, is that it has to do a lot with the path and the reality of Prophet. So it's always an opening, and that inna fatanaka fatan mubin, fatan mubin is Sayyidina Muhammad. That the clear opening, the victorious opening is what? With all these Muhammadan teachings, what is the clear opening? Is the presence of Prophet. And every subsequent verse in those 4 verses is about what Allah will give you because of your presence in the presence of Sayyidina Muhammad. He will forgive all of the sins behind you, means He'll begin to clear your past. Because if He's bringing you into the presence of Sayyidina Muhammad, He doesn't want you to be ashamed in the presence of Sayyidina Muhammad, and He wants those whom are in the presence of His beloved also to be pure and purified. And then Allah described, then I will also clean everything in the future. Knowing what you're going to do, I'm going to be cleaning them so that your future is completely been purified. Sirat al-Mustaqim, and that Sirat al-Mustaqim is the name of Sayyidina Muhammad. Sayyidina Sirat al-Mustaqim. That what is Sirat al-Mustaqim? When you say, I want to be on Sirat al-Mustaqim, well, and obviously Sirat al-Mustaqim is Sayyidina Muhammad. Can you be on anything other than the Muhammadan way? No. Can you be following a different way, a different Prophet, a different Qur'an? No. Whatever Sayyidina Muhammad brought for us is the Holy Qur'an, is the way, is the entire path. So He is Sirat al-Mustaqim. وَيَنْصُرُكَ اللَّهُ نَصْرًا عَزِيزًا. As a result, and Allah says, I'm going to support you with a mighty support. That's Allah showing, this is my love for Sayyidina Muhammad. If you're with the one whom I love, then I'm supporting you with an immense support. That just that support enough to knock down all the walls and doors of shaitans, inshaAllah.
As-salamu alaykum, Sayyidi.
Walaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
Sayyidi, what is sincerity, ikhlas, and how to achieve it?
Are you making those up? The sincerity. We have a whole subject we gave 2 weeks ago, at least be sincere with your senses and everything. Go back to the last 2 months of talks, and it was all about your senses and purify the senses, and alhamdulillah you have to be sincere with all your senses. That anyone wanting to reach muttaqeen, then Allah want them to be purified in their ears, their eyes, their breath, their tongue, their hands, their feet. Means all 5 senses have to be muttaqeen, have to be purified, and as a result they reach sincerity in each sense. So it's a continuous path. If Allah addresses the servant to be sincere in their hearing, means then they're always trying to hear that which is good and righteous, and they cleanse their hearing from bad sounds, and as a result they can begin to hear their inner reality speaking to them and guiding them. Not guiding them through their nafs and bad desires, but guiding them through ibadah and worshipness. That I think you should be fasting. When you do something sinful then you say, okay I should fast, I should be giving my sadaqah, my zakat, I should be praying more, I should be doing service and khidmat and giving food. Then Allah is then guiding that servant into the sincerity of hearing until He makes their hearing sincere and they begin to hear what Allah wants them to hear. Then their seeing becomes sincere, in which they don't want to see anymore from these eyes of their eyes but the eyes of their heart. And they meditate often to open the eyes of their heart. And then Allah will ask them, then clean the eyes of your physicality and don't look to that but now look inside your heart and look for our Divinely Presence within the heart. And they begin to open up their heart. And with all the senses, we talked about that in all last 2 weeks inshaAllah. In tafakkirun and the people of tafakkur, those were the whole subjects of tafakkur. So inshaAllah get the meditation book, 2 copies, one for yourself, one for a gift. Buy the books from all our people, buy the books and give them as gifts to people. That and read them, take notes in the books on the meditation so that we get the questions from people whom have read these subjects and now they want to go deeper into that reality. Otherwise and give it as a gift to somebody, that get another book and give it as a gift to somebody. Give the book on Hajj to Muslim families and give that as a gift to people. So there's so many ways to participate and do da'wah and all sorts of khidmat and service inshaAllah.
As-salamu alaykum Sayyidi.
Walaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
Sayyidi, can Durood Sharif lessen the hardships or the mandatory testing on the path of tariqah, or the testing comes nevertheless? Please forgive my ignorance.
Yeah, Durood Sharif makes everything to be beatific so that the person on the path in a beatific state doesn't feel the difficulty of testing to the extent of someone who doesn't have the Durood Sharif. You know that this life is like a sting and everybody going to feel its sting, but those whom they do their Durood Sharif then it become more beatific for them, that they feel Allah is guiding them. So they understood their tests come and difficulties come and that Allah for every test He wants to give a reward. When they understood the hikmah and the wisdom of these testings in life and they don't ask for it but they patiently persevere through any type of difficulty, then they understood Allah raising them, dressing them, they meditate, contemplate. So then Allah put them in the schools for all of these tools. So that's what makes the whole path so beatific. If you don't use the tools then life is just difficult. But if they use the tools then everything becomes very beatific because they draw near to Allah every time they're sad. So every time they enter into a sadness then Allah draws near to them and that becomes a very beatific love that they have for the Divinely Presence. But if we don't train ourselves it just become, oh what's this now, then this hardship, then this hardship, then this. It doesn't stop by leaving, it just means then you'll have the hardship in shaitan's presence and that's bad because you lost here and there. So inshaAllah Allah give us patience inshaAllah.
Sayyidi, someone from TikTok is saying, Jazakallah, thank you Sayyidi for uploading all the sohbahs and Q&A on Spotify. I listen to it regularly.
Oh mashaAllah, yeah, good platform. It's like audio books, you just listen to the talks and drive and listen. So anytime anybody has a long drive, podcast, Spotify, we have all the platforms, we have the nasheeds, we have the talks, we have the life, we have an audio book on the classical Islam, the lives of the 40 grand shaykhs of the Naqshbandi order. You drive 2 hours, listen to 2 or 3 of the shaykhs and illuminate yourself while you're driving. So alhamdulillah your car becomes like a maqam. If you listen to holy things while you drive, you have this sort of time where you're alone with your Lord and taking knowledges and salawats inshaAllah.
Thank you Shaykh for all your teachings, you really brought the light to my dark heart. Shaykh, forgive me if this question is inappropriate, but I'm confused on the reality of Haqq as Hayy and Qayyum, and also Haqq being one of the names of Allah. since it describes the reality of Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
You're confused about what? Haqq? These are very high level, so you have to go back to from the origins of the talks, that as soon as we go into a reality means it's a very deep reality. It's not somebody you go into the masjid and say, oh did you know haqq is like this? They probably will attack you and that's probably not going to be sort of beneficial. These are the knowledge of arifin and Gnosticism, in which Allah gave them a deeper understanding of these immense realities. So we come to the path to understand the truth and the haqq and the light and these realities. Awliyaullah first come and teach us that this path is not based on you knowing anything about Allah. Don't be arrogant, you're not here to know Allah's reality, you don't even know your reality. So you first look inside, not to look to Allah. The one whom is coming and contemplating contemplates about his own existence and the existence of creation, not the creator. Because then you take yourself out of belief. According to Ahlul Sunnah, don't contemplate the creator. So the haqq of our creation, the truth of our creation and the light of our creation, Allah has no shareek and no partner. So means then the truth of this creation and the best of this creation is called Muhammadun Rasulullah. Through the physicality, the best of forms is Sayyidina Muhammad, and the best of light, the best of the arwah and the souls is Muhammadun Rasulullah. So the best of light is going to be the haqq, and the haqq of Allah's light is Sayyidina Muhammad. And the Hayyu al-Qayyum is then in the understanding of huruf. So when Allah wants someone to be a wali, He gives him knowledges. When He wants him to be a knowledgeable wali, He gives him the reality of the huruf. Because these are the building blocks in which Allah made that word. When Allah made the word haqq, one of its understandings is He put a ha and qaf in it, because these are like ingredients, salt and pepper. So this ha and qaf is that this is the ha of hayat, that one of the ingredients of this haqq is the oceans of al-hayat. And the qaf al-qayyum means eternal. So from the ocean of eternity Allah put some ingredients, and then from the ocean of al-hayat, the eternal oceans of hayat, then this eternal light is being made. That eternal and self-sustaining is ancient. Its beginning and its end is not something that we can even understand. Its sustainer is Allah, because it's high, it's qayyum and it's eternal. So then the reality and the breaking down of the reality of Hayyul Qayyum is the reality of haqq. So then Hayy and the ocean of hayat and eternity is not Allah, because Allah is not the living and dead. Allah is outside of this ocean of creation. Allah has neither life nor death, He's beyond our understanding of this. Those are attributes related to creation. So the eternal power of this reality then is this ocean of Muhammadun Rasulullah that Allah gave that hayat to. So that ocean of eternity is inside Muhammadun Rasulullah in the light, in the world of light. And Allah gave that light to be qayyum, that it's self-sustained from Divinely Presence. Nobody feeds it and nobody can starve it. So these are the sort of breakdown that awliyaullah were inspired to bring of the realities of haqq. So when people want to understand, oh this haqq, this haqq, that's okay, but this then goes deep into the reality of the truth, and the truth is within the oceans of creation, and the best of creation is Sayyidina Muhammad. And from that very soul is emanating the Holy Qur'an. From the heart of that soul is the location in which Holy Qur'an, Allah's Divinely speech that's not created, is emanating from that location. So that's immensity of realities that can't be understood. InshaAllah Allah give us understanding of it, inshaAllah.
As-salamu alaykum Sayyidi.
Wa alaykum salam wa rahmatullah.
Sayyidi, how do we warn our family and close ones about these crazy times that are coming without thinking that we are crazy?
Yeah, I don't know. Depending upon, there's no blanket answer because every family is slightly more crazier than the other one. So depending upon what people and their conditions are in. Some people are in complete denial of everything. So it's difficult to talk to them about anything. Others, alhamdulillah, everyone now has access to social media, so they see the posts and they see what's happening in the news and they see all these different things. So everyone to their own level. Prophet described, talk to people according to their level. So depending upon the level of each family member, then trying to introduce, oh have you heard about this, or have you seen this in the news, and have you seen that in the news, oh it looks like there's a lot of panic, a lot of difficulties, these are just very difficult times, strange times. And that may be enough to get somebody to look and to think and say, yeah why is it like this, why is it like that, and then it's good to be live a life of preparedness and to prepare ourselves from days of difficulty. But the main thing again is that to focus on oneself. I have to build myself before I can worry about other people. If I fully built myself, fully made my connection, fully prepared myself for difficulties, then you basically lead by example. The people look to you and a light comes from you, and it's more important that that light enter to the people versus from the tongue of somebody, which will be the energy from their mind to the mind of somebody else. So again there's so many relatives and trying to deal with everybody to guide people, it's better to guide oneself before you get distracted and then lose your own path because of entering into arguments with outside people. And that's what shaitan wants, is everywhere you go you start to argue with all your relatives until you decide, it's too difficult, I'm not going to even do it myself. So then that person lost everything. Not only they didn't help anyone but they lost their own path. Somebody emailed and said they want to get ta'weezes for all their relatives. And is it okay if the relatives don't believe? He said, absolutely you shouldn't do that because that will cause problems. You give to people whom didn't ask for that and they start to say, what is this, and argue about this and argue about that until you decide that you'll take your ta'weez off too. So then who won? Shaitan won. So build yourself, that's why when they tell you, you get in a plane, the first thing before the plane gets off and says that if something happens on this plane, put the mask on yourself first. If you have a little child, they said, put the mask first on yourself. He said, no I want to put it on my child. He said, no, because if this plane starts to go down and you're playing around with the mask on your child, you're the one who's going to pass out and then the child is completely alone. And that mask may come off and difficulty for the child. So it means that don't play with other people. First get yourself to be straight, strong, you're firm, like a mountain. When you're all straight, nobody's taking anything off of your neck and your belief, then you're good to go. Then you're like awtad, you're like a mountain firm on this earth. You know the awtad and this category of awliya, they're like mountains, nothing shakes them. You know Allah shake them, but other than Allah means whatever this dunya has it tries to shake, and their inheritance is to teach that be firm, and when you're firm then people can benefit from your firmness. But in a subtle and gentle and early state that can be very bad because they start going around and debating and arguing with everyone, and before they lose everything and drop everything themselves. Astaghfirullah.
As-salamu alaykum Sayyidi.
Walaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
Are there specific practices for benefiting an unborn child during pregnancy?
Yeah, the salawats, all the du'as on the app that are asking from the du'as, du'a manzoor, du'a du'a, all of the du'as on the app are from Sultan al-Awliya. All the etiquettes for the prayers means what to recite during the whole prayers. All of these have a tremendous amount of blessings. There are the du'as that take away the fire and the anger of the ifrit that would try to come against the child. So the more that they can recite du'a, Qur'an, salawat, durood al-sharif and salawats, the more that beatific energy and the protection and the protective energy is dressing the womb, the mother and inshaAllah the child. So the more ibadah, the more worshipness that the person is doing is immense source of blessings inshaAllah. And the child, the soul of that child is in that worshipness being dressed by those realities and those Muhammadan lights and the Muhammadan salawats inshaAllah. Playing the salawats within the house and Dalail Khairat and Durood al-Sharif within the house, so that the external energies are also powerful inshaAllah.
As-salamu alaykum Sayyidi.
Walaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
A really close friend is worried their cancer has returned. Is there any recommendation of what we can send to them to listen to for shifa, or from the website?
Yeah, again same all the du'as inshaAllah, and make the muraqabah and make the connection. InshaAllah the connection with the shaykhs then take away any type of negative energy, and for every sickness Allah has a remedy. And most important is to fix oneself, connect oneself, means whatever test Allah is sending us in life is to make sure that we have a strong connection. So the ultimate healing is the connection and the closeness to Sayyidina Muhammad. So nothing like a little bit of sicknesses and difficulties that motivate the servant to really want to connect and really want to make their connection with the presence of Sayyidina Muhammad. And so that even the abode in the hereafter is at a very close proximity to the reality of Sayyidina Muhammad inshaAllah.
As-salamu alaykum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu Sayyidi.
Walaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
Can you please explain how to perform umrah in a tariqah way, or if there's anywhere on the website where we can read about it to make our umrah more spiritual?
Buy the Hajj book. Get the Hajj book. Yeah, the moderators Misbah didn't send the link for the Hajj book? Yeah, definitely is the secrets of the Hajj. So once you have that book then you understand actually what is Mecca represent, what is Medina represent, what is the tawaf represent, what are all of these representations. All of these acts that we do are symbolic for the oceans of faith, but far more deeper for the reality of awliyaullah because of the presence and who are the souls at the Kaaba. Why Allah has us making tawaf around the Kaaba. It's not for the stones but it's that Kaaba, and 124,000 Sahabi, 124,000 awliyaullah. The arwah and their lights are inside the holy Kaaba. So it has an immense reality. As soon as we're making tawaf, they're already making tawaf around the presence of Divinely Presence of Allah within their heart. When we enter into the tawaf, then we're being dressed by those tajallis. And the 7 tawaf is for the 7 realities and 7 paradises that insan has. One circumambulation for each of those realities, to be dressed by those realities and to dress our reality upon ourself in this physical world. But that requires the knowledges of these awliya. So we get the book on the realities of Hajj, you read it and it gives you the understanding for Hajj even from a distance, because we're all making Hajj. You know, you have to buy a ticket, every salah is Hajj. So as soon as we make our salah, we see ourselves at the holy Kaaba, we're praying, you've made your hijrah, your movement, and that's your Hajj. So everything is at a constant state of Hajj for the believer. Then they have to know that reality by reading from that book. When they read from the book and read those knowledges, then they understand the realities that their soul should understand, so that when they pray for and stand for salah, they should understand the different qiblas. There's a qibla for the body, there's a qibla for their heart, and there's a qibla for their soul. So there's all these different realities and those are all within the same curriculum. So the meditation, the Hajj, the lataif of the heart, the Surah Yasin, the angelic power is all of our curriculum. So anyone sort of a student of this school, of the SMC school and the meditation, Sufi Meditation Society is a part of that school. So the books that came out for that teacher is based on his curriculum. And that's why you'll see it repeat throughout all. So anyone who reads these books, they're familiar with all these talks through the 12 months, because it's all a part of that curriculum. So there's not a book on a different reality, it's all based on the same curriculum. That to know what the Mecca Medina is, to know what is Mecca and what is the symbol of the Kaaba is the lataif of the qalb. What is Medina is the Surah Yasin tafsir. So what is all of this? The angelic energy. How to achieve it, you have to do meditation. So it's all the same reality and all a part of the same curriculum, inshaAllah.
As-salamu alaykum Mawlana.
Wa alaykum salam.
Mawlana, because people are stressed and isolated, should we make efforts to check in with our community, or better to use the opportunity to seclude ourselves and practice more? Unsure how to preserve the integrity of the community.
What community? Yeah, I mean if you have a community and people are isolated, that's a khidmat, is to go to the elderly, make sure people have food, make sure they have supplies. If you live in a place where the people are elderly and they need access to food, then that's a khidmat, a great service. So depending upon what people are doing. So but if people are too busy around too many people, they also lose themselves. They get into gossiping and talking and coming back with all sorts of gossips and cross contaminations. So then there's everything has to be a balance in which you're able to be around people and you're able to isolate and to build oneself. And if you know a group of people that are in need, then to be of service to them is then immense blessings inshaAllah. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifoon wa salaamun al mursaleen walhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Bi hurmati Muhammad al-Mustafa wa basiri Surat al-Fatiha. Shafat ya Rasul Kareem, thank you for the questions. All the questions mashaAllah were great. InshaAllah bi niyat khatm khawjagan inshaAllah. Or we do the bayat before the zikr inshaAllah, in case anybody tunes out. InshaAllah bi niyat we do the niyah and the intention of the bayat Naqshbandiyatul Aliyah under Sultan al-Awliya my Shaykh Abdul Faiz Dagestani, Sultan Shaykh Muhammad Nazim Haqqani, Mawlana Shaykh Muhammad Adil, with the barakah of awliyaullah Mawlana Shaykh Hisham Kabani, Shaykh Adnan Kabani inshaAllah. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem, bismillahir rahmanir raheem. Innal ladhina yubayyi'unaka yubayyi'una Allah, yadullahi fawqa aydihim, faman naqadhu fa innama yaghuthu ala nafsi wa man awfa bima ahad alayhi Allah fasayutun ajran azim. Raditu billahi rabban wa islami deenan wa bi sayyidina wa nabiyyina Muhammadun sallallahu alaihi wasallam nabiyyan wa rasulun wa bi Qur'ani kitaban. Wallahumma naqulu wakeel walhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Wa qabilna bi sayyidina Sultan al-Awliya ma Shaykh Muhammad Nazim Haqqani Shaykhuna wa Murshidina wa Mawlana Shaykh Muhammad Adil Shaykhuna wa Murshidina bi barakati Mawlana Shaykh Hisham Kabani Shaykh Adnan Kabani. Wallahumma naqulu wakeel. Allahu Allahu Allahu Haq, Allahu Allahu Allahu Haq, Allahu Allahu Allahu Haq. Haqqu ya Rabbi ya Allah ila sharaf al-Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam wa alihi wa sahbihi kiram. ولمشايخنا في طريقة النقشبندية العلية خاصة رحمة طريقة غوث خليقة شاه نقشبند محمد ويسي البخاري، سلطان أولياء الشيخ عبد الفيض داغستاني، الشيخ محمد ناظم عادل الحقاني، مولانا الشيخ هشام كباني، الشيخ عدنان كباني، الشيخ محمد عادل، عبد الخالق الخجدواني، صاحب زمان سيد محمد المهدي عليه السلام، وروح الله سيدنا عيسى عليه السلام، سيف الله سيدنا عليه السلام، ثم سيدنا أبو بكر الصديق، سيدنا عمر، سيدنا عثمان، إمام الحسن عليه السلام، إمام الحسين عليه السلام، سيداتنا فاطمة الزهراء عليه السلام، وسائر وساداتنا والصديقين. الفاتحة. الكريم آمين يا رب العالمين. شرب النيات ختم خرجگان. فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم، بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمدًا عبده ورسوله.
أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمدًا عبده ورسوله. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمدًا عبده ورسوله.
Astaghfirullah 25 times. استغفر الله العظيم الذي لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم وأتوب إليه إنه هو التواب الرحيم من كل ذنب ومعصية من كل ما يخالف دين الإسلام من كل ما يخالف الشريعة من كل ما يخالف الطريقة من كل ما يخالف المعرفة من كل ما يخالف الحقيقة من كل ما يخالف العظيم يا أرحم الراحمين يا الله. اللهم يا مسبب الأسباب يا مفتح الأبواب يا مقلب القلوب والأبصار يا دليل المتحيرين يا غياث المستغيثين يا حي يا قيوم يا ذو الجلال والإكرام وفوضوا أمر الله إن الله بصير بالعباد. الرابطة الشريف. Fatihatul Sharif 3 times. Salawatul Sharif 10 times. Alam nashrah laka sharif 3 times. Ikhlasul Sharif 3 times. Fatihatul Sharif 3 times. Salawatul Sharif 10 times. صلي يا ربي وسلام على جميع الأنبياء والمرسلين وعلى كل أجمعين والحمد لله رب العالمين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. على شرف النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم وعلى وصحبه الكرام ومشايخنا في الطريقة النقشبندية العالية، خاصة على روح من طريقة غوث الخليقة خواجة شان نقشبند محمد ويس البخاري، وسلطان الأولياء شيخ عبد الله فايز الداغستاني، وسلطان الأولياء شيخ محمد ناظم عادل الحقاني، ومولانا الشيخ هشام قباني، شيخ عدنان كباني، شيخ محمد عادل، يقوت الخواص مولانا الشيخ نجم الأحمدي، مولانا عبد الخالق الغجدواني، صاحب الزمان سيد محمد المهدي عليه السلام، روح الله سيدنا عيسى عليه السلام، سيف الله سيدنا علي عليه السلام، ثم سيدنا أبو بكر الصديق، سيدنا عمر، سيدنا عثمان، يوم الحسن عليه السلام، يوم الحسين عليه السلام، سيداتنا فاطمة زهراء عليه السلام، وسائر ساداتنا والصديقين بسر سورة الفاتحة. فاعلم أنه لا إله إلا الله، لا إله إلا الله، لا إله إلا الله، لا إله إلا الله، لا إله إلا الله، لا إله إلا الله، لا إله إلا الله، لا إله إلا الله، لا إله إلا الله، لا إله إلا الله، لا إله إلا الله، لا إله إلا الله، لا إله إلا الله، لا إله إلا الله، لا إله إلا الله، لا إله إلا الله، لا إله إلا الله، لا إله إلا الله، لا إله إلا الله، لا إله إلا الله، لا إله إلا الله، لا إله إلا الله، لا إله إلا الله، لا إله إلا الله، لا إله إلا الله، لا إله إلا الله، لا إله إلا الله، لا إله إلا الله، لا إله إلا الله، لا إله إلا الله، لا إله إلا الله، لا إله إلا الله، لا إله إلا الله، لا إله إلا الله، لا إله إلا الله، لا إله إلا الله، لا إله إلا الله، لا إله إلا الله، لا إله إلا الله، لا إله إلا الله، لا إله إلا الله، لا إله إلا الله، لا إله إلا الله، لا إله إلا الله، لا إله
إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله عليه الصلاة الله لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله لا إله إلا الله محمد حبيب الله لا إله إلا الله محمد حبيب الله لا إله إلا الله محمد نبي الله لا إله إلا الله محمد نبي الله لا إله إلا الله محمد خليل الله لا إله إلا الله محمد خليل الله لا إله إلا الله محمد صفي الله لا إله إلا الله محمد صفي الله لا إله إلا الله محمد ناجي الله لا إله إلا الله محمد ناجي الله لا إله إلا الله محمد صفي الله لا إله إلا الله محمد شفيع الله ألا بذكر الله تطمئن القلوب بلى يا الله الله الله الله الله الله الله الله
حسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل نعم المولى ونعم النصير ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. ستار الله الله يا ستار الله الله يا ستار الله الله يا ستار الله الله يا جبار الله الله يا جبار الله الله يا جبار الله الله يا جبار الله الله يا قهار الله الله يا قهار الله الله يا قهار الله الله يا قهار الله Allah ya Razak.
Allah Allah ya Razak, Allah Allah ya Razak, Allah Allah ya Razak,
Allah Allah ya Fatah.
Allah Allah ya Fattah, Allah Allah ya Fattah, Allah Allah ya Fattah,
Allah Allah ya Wadud.
Allah Allah ya Wadud, Allah Allah ya Wadud, Allah Allah ya Wadud,
Allah Allah ya Rahman.
Allah Allah ya Rahman, Allah Allah ya Rahman, Allah Allah ya Rahman,
Allah Allah ya Rahim.
Allah Allah ya Rahim, Allah Allah ya Rahim, Allah Allah ya Rahim,
Allah Allah ya Hannan.
Allah Allah ya Hannan, Allah Allah ya Hannan, Allah Allah ya Hannan,
Allah Allah ya Mannan.
Allah Allah ya Mannan, Allah Allah ya Mannan, Allah Allah ya Mannan,
Allah Allah ya Dayyan.
Allah Allah ya Dayyan, Allah Allah ya Dayyan, Allah Allah ya Dayyan,
Allah Allah ya Subhan.
Allah Allah ya Subhan, Allah Allah ya Subhan, Allah Allah ya Subhan,
Allah Allah ya Sultan.
Allah Allah ya Sultan, Allah Allah ya Sultan, Allah Allah ya Sultan,
Allah Allah ya Aman.
Allah Allah ya Aman, Allah Allah ya Aman, Allah Allah ya Aman,
Allah Allah ya Allah.
Allah Allah ya Allah, Allah Allah ya Allah, Allah Allah ya Allah,
Allah Allah Antallah.
Allah Allah Antallah, Allah Allah Antallah, Allah Allah Antallah,
Allah Allahu Allah.
Allah Allahu Allah, Allah Allahu Allah, Allah Allahu Allah.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Ya Ahad ya Samad.
صلي على محمد يا أحد يا صمد صلي على محمد يا أحد يا صمد صلي على محمد يا أحد يا صمد صلي على محمد يا أحد يا صمد صلي على محمد يا أحد يا صمد صلي على
Ya Ahmad.
يا أحد يا صمد صلي على يا أحمد يا أحد يا صمد صلي على يا أحمد يا أحد يا صمد صلي على يا أحمد يا أحد يا صمد صلي على يا أحمد
İmam Mehdi.
إمام مهدي إمام مهدي إمام مهدي إمام مهدي إمام مهدي إمام مهدي إمام مهدي إمام مهدي إمام مهدي إمام مهدي إمام مهدي إمام مهدي إمام مهدي
İmam Mehdi, İmam Mehdi, İmam Mehdi, İmam Mehdi, İmam Mehdi, İmam Mehdi, İmam Mehdi,
Imam Mahdi, Imam Mahdi, Imam Mahdi, Imam Mahdi, Imam Mahdi, Imam Mahdi, Imam Mahdi, Imam Mahdi, Imam Mahdi, Imam Mahdi, Imam Mahdi, Ya Sayyid, Ya Sahib, Ya Siddiq, Ya Rasul, Ya Allah, Ya Sayyid, Ya Sahib, Ya Siddiq, Ya Rasul, Ya Allah, Ya Sayyid, Ya Sahib, Ya Siddiq, Ya Rasul, Ya Allah, Ya Sayyid, Ya Sahib, Ya Siddiq, Ya Rasul, Ya Allah, Ya Sayyid, Ya Sahib, Ya Siddiq, Ya Rasul, Ya Allah, Ya Sayyid, Ya Sahib, Ya Siddiq, Ya Rasul, Ya Allah. Hasbunallah, Rabbunallah, Hasbunallah, Rabbunallah, Hasbunallah, Rabbunallah, Hasbunallah, Rabbunallah, Hasbunallah, Rabbunallah, Hasbunallah, Rabbunallah, Hasbunallah, Rabbunallah, Hasbunallah, Rabbunallah, Hasbunallah, Rabbunallah, Hasbunallah, Rabbunallah, Hasbunallah, Rabbunallah, Ni'mal Mawla wa Ni'mal Nasir, Ni'mal Mawla wa Ni'mal Nasir, Hasbunallah, Rabbunallah, Hasbunallah, Rabbunallah, Ni'mal Mawla wa Ni'mal Nasir, Ni'mal Mawla wa Ni'mal Nasir. Ya Jabbar, Ya Qahar, Ya Jabbar, Ya Qahar, Ya Jabbar, Ya Qahar, Ya Jabbar, Ya Qahar, Ya Jabbar, Ya Qahar, Ya Jabbar, Ya Qahar, Ya Jabbar, Ya Qahar, Ya Jabbar, Ya Qahar, Ya Jabbar, Ya Qahar, Ya Jabbar, Ya Qahar, Ya Jabbar, Ya Qahar, Ya Jabbar, Ya Qahar, Ya Jabbar, Ya Qahar, Ya Jabbar, Ya Qahar, Ya Jabbar, Ya Qahar, Ya Jabbar, Ya Qahar. Ya Ghaliban Ghayra Maghlub, Ya Ghaliban Ghayra Maghlub, Ya Ghaliban غير مغلوب يا شاهدا غير مغيب يا شاهدا غير مغيب يا شاهدا غير مغيب يا قاربا غير بعيد يا قاربا غير بعيد يا قاربا غير بعيد يا غالبا غير مغلوب يا غالبا غير مغلوب يا غالبا غير مغلوب. صلوات اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد وسلم. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد وسلم. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد وسلم. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد وسلم. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد وسلم. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد وسلم. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد وسلم. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد وسلم. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد وسلم. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد وسلم.
صلي يا ربي وسلم جميع أنبيائه والمرسلين وكل أجمعين والحمد لله رب العالمين. إلى شرف النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم وعلى أصحابه الكرام وعلى مشايخنا في طريقة النقشبندية العلية، خاصة روح ممتدك غبت خليك شان نشبع محمد ويس البخاري، سلطان أولي الشيخ عبد الفايز داغستاني، سلطان الشيخ محمد ناظم عبد الحكاني، مولانا الشيخ هشام كباني، الشيخ عدنان كباني، الشيخ محمد راد، عبد الخالق الخوجتواني، صاحب زمان سيد محمد المهدي عليه السلام، روح الله سيدنا عيسى عليه السلام، سيف الله سيدنا عليه السلام، ثم سيدنا أبو بكر الصديق، سيدنا عمر، سيدنا عثمان، إمام الحسن عليه السلام، إمام الحسين عليه السلام، سيداتنا فاطمة عليه السلام، وسائر وساداتنا والصديقين. الفاتحة. شبه يا رسول الكريم. آمين. Alhamdulillah, thank you. Thank you all who are joining online. Please share the links, share the website articles, share the short videos and put them on different social media platforms. Allah dress everyone, bless everyone inshaAllah, and we'll see everyone tomorrow night inshaAllah. Same place, same time. As-salamu alaykum wa rahmatullah. As-salamu alaykum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is Shaykh Nurjan. Thank you for watching the video that you're watching. Inshallah, if you're happy with the content and happy with these programs, please support the button below, the programs that we have for our orphanage repairs, our water well, Give the Gift of Life, our mobile food vans. We have now 5 vans: Vancouver, Chicago, Los Angeles, Pakistan. There's many programs that reach thousands of people and rescue foods and give those supplies to people in need. Your support is greatly appreciated. Also, be so kind as to leave loving comments and please share the stream. Every bit counts. As-salamu alaykum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Insan al-Kamil by author and spiritual guide Shaykh Nurjan Mirahmadi describes that in order to be known, the Divine created a sublime treasure for all of creation, the glorious light and soul of the Insan al-Kamil, Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him. Vast universes, including every particle in existence, came into manifestation through this all-encompassing ocean of perfection. Order on Amazon.com.
Eastern cultures use teas and herbs as an elixir of health and wellness. Rumi Rose Teas revives this ancient tradition with a collection of over 40 delicious hand-blended teas. Enjoy God-given health and wellness within every cup of Rumi Rose tea. Order online now.
A Timeless Reality with Shaykh Nurjan Mirahmadi guides the reader in meditation, connecting the heart to a guide and to daily spiritual practices, to understand the effects of positive and negative energy, and to progress the reader in their spiritual awakening and the soul's connection to the world of light. The Divine's Ancient Timeless Reality. Order on Amazon.com. If money could just grow on trees, there would be no need for this message. Since it doesn't, let us show you where your generous donations go. We film, edit, and produce weekly television shows of divinely knowledge throughout Canada and the UK, as well as live stream internationally on Facebook and YouTube. Shaykh Nurjan's ever-growing online presence is the result of continuous financial input, and with your financial assistance and participation, this rapid growth will continue. Our Muhammadan Way app is continuously upgraded and improved, providing an all-encompassing Islamic guide. In addition to the Muhammadan Way app, NurMuhammad.com is a website of immense knowledge and comprehensive Islamic teachings that is updated daily. Your ongoing support also enables a team of editors to compile books of heavenly wisdom from Sheikh Nurjan's teachings. One of our longest ongoing initiatives has been providing basic necessities to those most in need worldwide. There have been over 600 water wells established in rural communities across Pakistan already. We continue to support and maintain multiple orphanages, providing a safe haven for hundreds of orphans, encouraging a pleasant environment for them to flourish. There are now multiple food vans operating across many cities worldwide, with our many volunteers ensuring the needs of the most vulnerable are met. Your ongoing donations will help us continue to spread the love and example of the Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him. Become a shareholder in immense blessings and go to muslimcharity.com. Are you ever searching for what zikr to recite for a particular need? We bring to you the Muhammadan Way app, an all-encompassing Islamic guide, where you can find special du'as and prayers, as well as comprehensive Islamic teachings. Download this powerful app now on iOS and Android. Rising Sun of the West is an essential spiritual guidebook filled with invaluable knowledge of the soul and the Divine's most powerful guiding light, Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him. The author guides the student through a comprehensive program of spiritual development and hidden realities of the soul. Available worldwide at Amazon.com. As heavenly beings, we are on an eternal pursuit of angelic power. This book invites the seeker to attune to the guides of heavenly knowledge and discover the essential techniques we need to acquire to increase our positive energy within. In Pursuit of Angelic Power, available now on Amazon.com. Levels of the Heart, Lataif al-Qalb by Sheikh Nurjan Mirahmadi. There are subtle energies and realities that are addressing the heart. This unique masterpiece invites readers from all faiths to step forward and begin the process of unveiling the true spiritual realities within their own hearts.